Alright, this will be the first time this car has been on the ground on all four tires in about 45 years. Oh, hey folks, welcome back to KEI Fabrication. I just tapped the left-handed threads in one of the 4-link radius rods. Got them both done now. I'm missing a couple of things. So let's go to what's in the box. So I'm relying on McMaster car again because, again, in my area, it's one day regular ground because it's warehouses in New Jersey, and I've got left and right hand brand new rod ends, and these are the upper rod ends. I've got the rest of the bolts for the suspension, and the reason why this is in the box is I come up here to do this tapping operation and I couldn't find my left hand tap, and I knew I bought one, and I even checked it with my eye loop here to see if I could see the left hand, and I didn't see any indication. Come to find out, the stamp or the marking on the tap says nothing about left hand. So I tried a left hand nut on one of the 3/4 what are these, 3/4 16 taps, and sure enough it threaded right on. I ordered another one, and this one came in, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but somewhere in there it says right on it, full spelled out, left hand. Well, this one had no markings on it, so I assumed it was a right hand tap until I actually tried it with a left-handed nut, because I was driving myself insane, knowing full well that I had just bought one of these. I think one of the last times I did a video with left hand, with you know, what's in the box or opening stuff that had been shipped. So now I have two, because I ordered this thinking I must have broke it or I didn't have it. So once I did discover that this was a left-handed tap, I just painted it red with some red spray paint. So, oh well, now I got a spare. If this one happens to break in the 11th hour, I can get through the job. Alright, that's enough of that nonsense. Okay folks, getting the rear suspension mapped out. I've got the lower link brackets tacked in. I've got the cross member that the suspension bracket is going to hook to. I made a hoop in it for the drive shaft, and that allows for an additional 3 inches of travel plus a little bit up. And the tricky part is connecting the upper links to tubing. Well, I'm going to use vertical supports that connect to the crossbar of the main cage, and the brackets will come off of that and hook to the upper links, and those will have quite a few adjustment holes, mainly because the dream is to actually do some parade laps with this thing and there's a lot of vintage modified stuff that happens both on asphalt and dirt. So even though this car doesn't have any history in racing in dirt, it'd be fun to go to a track that is doing an event that's kind of being a tribute to these cars and the drivers of this time period. So driving around on the dirt, if I get on the gas and I want to have, you know, some anti-squat going on and things like that, I can achieve that with this setup. So it's kind of a universal suspension package. It's not too far from what was in here originally, except for maybe fancier brackets. So it definitely had a 4-bar rear end in it. I'm just trying to make more adjustments to do more things with it. And you saw me climb in and kind of test fit the seat. What I'm really trying to do is locate the position of the main hoop of the roll cage to ensure that my brackets that are going to support the upper link are going to fit in the cage okay. Well, the only way to do that is actually put the main hoop in. So I'm getting ready to map that out and fabricate it in just a moment. And what I'm really trying to do is I angled that cross member rearward 8 degrees, so the main hoop is going to have an 8-degree angle in it. And what that'll do with the seat end is, in the old days, if you look at the pictures of the driver, their head was kind of somewhere between the B post and the quarter window here. So I think with the position of the main hoop laid back and the seat position that's going to be, the helmet is going to end up being right in the same location as a lot of the drivers were. So that'll be kind of cool. Plenty low enough, plenty of headroom with a helmet strapped on, and plenty of leg room to get a clutch pedal, brake pedal, and throttle pedal in there. So, all right, that's enough yammering. I'm very excited to have the brackets, the lower brackets tacked in place, the cross member made and tacked in place, and I'm really excited to get the first part of the roll cage fabricated and tacked in place, because that's going to make my landing zone for all of the other suspension parts, especially the bar that goes from the top of the cage to the back of the frame. And some of the braces back there are also going to provide a landing zone for a cross member for the shock brackets. So one thing at a time. Let's map out the main hoop, cut a piece of tubing, and start doing some bending. Alright gang, so we worked till about midnight last night and we got that main hoop fabricated and installed, and I needed to do that because it is going to become the foundation. This tube that goes from the drive shaft cross member where the lower 4-link bracket connects, the tube that's vertical here is going to be where the upper 4-link bracket connects. So I kind of had to get this all in position. In the meantime, I had to get the seat position so the seat bar is properly placed for the seat belts. So that's all been kind of mocked up, and looks like it's going to work. This is the bracket that I'm going to use to locate the upper 4-link bar on the chassis. Time to change your belt. Can you believe it? Can you believe that? You get it all set and then the welder short arcs. Okay, maybe because I knew I didn't have my shield on. Well, we've got tires on the back. The rear end is supporting itself. I've snugged all the fasteners so they shouldn't fall out going down the road on the trailer. And we've got a right front on it. So that's 3 out of 4. I still got to bolt the spindle on this side, which I'm gathering the hardware up for. This has 3 tires on it with air in them, and that's probably the first time it's had more than 2 tires on it. The rear end had the old flat original slicks that were on it in 1969 and 1970, and these are just 10-inch wide slicks on aero rims that I bought a set of 4 of them as used takeoffs for this exact purpose, to make a roller out of this car. So 3 out of 4. Let's do the last one And then we're going to set this thing down on the ground and see what it looks like at ride height for the first time. Again, once I get the 4th tire on there, this thing probably hasn't had 4 tires on it in 45 years or more. So this is a milestone. Alright, this will be the first time this car has been on the ground on all 4 tires in about 45 years. Another milestone. Now the roll's good. Looks pretty mean. I want to thank you all for following along with this build series of the restoration of the old number 7.